Hi there viewers, I'm the Extraordinary Tourist and this is day 5 of the InkTober challenge. On screen you can see the official rules of InkTober, followed by my unofficial rules that I've given myself because I'm using digital inks for this challenge. I've deliberately kept the rules short on screen. If you want to go into them in more detail, feel free to go back and pause the video and read those, or you can go back to my first video in the series where I talk more about them and why I've imposed those particular rules on myself. In case you're interested, my equipment that I'm using for my digital inks are my Pablo Coast 22 pen display monitor teamed with a copy of Clip Studio Paint EX. For today's drawing I decided to continue on from yesterday's drawing where I drew a character called Detective Duck, which is a character I developed for an animation project back in 1994-95, and I still have sketches from some of the other characters that I developed for that project, one of them being this dog character that you're seeing me do the pencil sketch for at the moment. This particular character was similarly a detective like Detective Duck, but whereas Detective Duck is a private detective, this character, whose name is Detective Inspector Black, is actually an official detective working for the police department, and his role in the animation would have been to be that sort of straight down the line company man that frowns on whatever Detective Duck does, frowns on his methods, and probably doesn't even like the fact that he's a detective working privately. And generally he would have been something of a love-hate relationship with Detective Duck. Sometimes they might work together, but most of the times he probably would have treated Detective Duck with disdain, so that's where this character comes from. I can actually tell you that the actual date that I designed this character was the 8th of May in 1995, because that's the date I have down in the sketchbook. I did the character development sketches for him. This particular drawing is an all-new drawing of him. It's not a copy of one that I did previously. But I can tell you that since I did the designs, I'm pretty sure I've never drawn this character since, so this is probably the first time since 1995 that I've actually drawn Detective Inspector Black. I was actually quite surprised that I'd given him a name. I'd completely forgotten that I'd done that. So yeah, so I also, when I was doing this sketch, I mentioned in yesterday's video that I felt these sketches were getting a bit too complex and taking a bit too long, and the reason why I did this character sort of close up on his face and just showing the shoulders and that was an attempt to try and shorten the amount of line work and drawing that I would have to do. But then I had this gap over its shoulder, and the only logical thing to put there was Detective Duck, and that sort of made this drawing a little bit more complicated, and in the end, once again, this drawing took me about an hour instead of around the sort of 40 minutes I would have preferred. But having said that, I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. The line work, I think I improved my line work a little bit compared to yesterday, which I wasn't all that happy with. If you look closely at this though, you'll still see that a lot of the lines are fairly rough. They're not sort of smooth edged at all. And I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be able to actually get really smooth lines. It seems drawing on a tablet, a pen display tablet, is really quite hard to get really smooth lines with raster based drawing. You can do a vector lines, but yeah, I'm not sure how much smoother I'm going to be able to get my raster based drawing. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until the next video, thanks for watching.